So for step 32, attaching the RC unit, this is essentially where we're attaching everything to the chassis. So all the electronics and getting the cabling and everything else. Well, I decided to just go ahead and do it. Now, I have differences because, you know, they wanted double-sided tape for the receiver. Well, I put it down with Velcro because I tend to use my receivers in different cars. It makes it more affordable to do that. So I've done that. I've got the ESC down there, and I've used some zap straps to sort of try and clean things up a little bit. I haven't done anything with the motor wires yet other than plug them in. So because it's a sport tuned, it's yellow to red, and this one is blue to black. And the orange cable that if you were using a brushless system, I've kind of wound down underneath, and it's sort of sitting down here, stuck basically at the bottom, which is fine because we're not going to be using that cable. So everything else, I may still do something else with it. I'm not sure yet, just to try and get it farther out of the way. But I know that we're probably going to need to do some testing later on, and I want to make sure I've got full access to the cable. So I'm not going to tie them all up yet. So that means that this step is essentially done. So we can move on to step 33, which is working on the wheels. Well, I went ahead and did this just sort of almost temporarily in a sense. You'll understand what I mean in a second. I put them on, and I haven't glued them down. I just put them into the wheels. I wanted to see what the tires were going to look like because we're not going to be using those. We're going to be using these, which I just thought were super, super cool, and I thought they'd look really good on the car. So these ones come pre-glued and pre-put together. So those are the wheels that I'm going to be using on the car. It's a slight variation to the Fast and the Furious because I think actually these look maybe closer to the original car, but I just thought these wheels looked super, super cool. So I think I'm going to end up using these. You've got this double-sided tape around on the inside. I'm actually not quite sure what that's for. I'm going to have to look it up, but those are the wheels we're going to use. But if I want to go with a full, make it look as close to the Fast and the Furious car, it's hard to know. These look actually much closer, so maybe I'll end up using those. I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like the ones on the left or the ones on the right as the wheels for this? Be kind of curious what you think. Okay, well, that's it for 33 because we don't need to do anything with that. So we're going to move on to 34, which is attaching the front wheels. And I've got something really cool and special for this that I actually added as another option that I didn't show at the beginning, which I think you're going to think is pretty cool. So first off, we need to get the bearings in here. So let's pop a bearing into the front hub. There, just like that. And we'll pop the other one in on the other side, just like that. So the bearings are in. Now I'm going to try and twist this so that we have these level. Yep, I can partly make it. Okay, so let's do this side first, just the way that's sitting. So you can see that after you put in the bearing, you need to put in the pin, and that's going to attach to the hub. Whoa, to the hub. But I got something I want to show you. So typically, these are the hubs that you put on beforehand, and they talk about the fact that they've made it look like a brake pad, etc. And it's cool, but I found something really interesting online. These are metal brake pad hubs, and you can get them in silver, red, or blue, I think it was. But I mean, they're metal. I just think that is super, super cool. So we're going to use these. So initially, let's just put this on. That's just going to sit on just like that. That just looks Super, super cool. And we're going to grab one of our wheels and put that on. I mean, look how cool that is in the back there. That just looks so awesome. So we're going to use those ones. And then, of course, we're going to put this on. Ooh, that's not going to work. Well, let's just use our usual one. And we're going to attach these. And I don't know if that's popped off. It did pop off. There we go. So there's one wheel on. I think that looks so cool. Now again, I'm not entirely sure, you know, if I want the real look of the Fast and the Furious car, maybe I have to go with the silver. But for now, I'm going to go with this because I really like the look of this. So we'll grab our other pin and we'll slide that through just like that. Grab our brake pad, and of course it just fits on nice from this side. Slide that on, and grab our wheel, slide that on, and now we'll grab our flange nut. Turn this around. Now I just want to make sure that nothing's come off. No, it hasn't. So that is awesome. That looks great. So there are our front wheels on. Sweet. So that is the end of step 34. So guess what? We're doing the repeat. So 35, same thing. Let's get the rear ones on. Okay, so first off, let's get the pin, or no, let's get the ball bearing into the hub. There we go. And let's get our pin into the wheel there. There we go. And to make things easier, I'm going to actually put this into the back of the wheel itself. And then let's get that into place just like that. Grab our flange nut. And we'll tighten this on. Very cool. Okay, so there we go. Let's do this again. We've got our bearing go into the hub. And I'm going to line this up so that the hole is horizontal so that we can slide that through. And it won't go anywhere. And again, just going to make sure that this fits onto here properly. Yes. And let's put that into place. Yes. Grab our flange nut. And same again. Let's tighten this down. And there we go. There is the rear on. So this looks super, super cool. Loving it. That's just awesome. So our wheels are on. So now we're going to move on to step 36 and attach the rear body mounts.